Hello, America. Welcome to the show you've been waiting for. Celebrate Life. This is the 114th edition. Also, the edition on immigration. Mr. Olet, Washington, Pastor Arthur, thank you for allowing me to host this debate on the land of Lincoln. The first time I heard about America, I was in high school. The teacher came and spoke with passion about the genius, the common sense of the founding fathers. I recall his soundbite: one nation under God, in God we trust, check our balance of power, majority rules, protection for minority. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. By the way, a year ago I served in the court as a juror. Mr. Oleta, Pastor Arthur, Washington, the country that the founding father has created, has founded, is wanted by the entire world. Last week, the president has allowed 5 million people to stay in the country temporarily. And now Congress, especially Republicans, are ready to retaliate. They even talk about impeachment. Mr. Oleta, before I ask you your opinion, your input about the topic, I want to remind all of us that America is a country of immigrants. I want to remind you also that Jesus Christ was an immigrant. He went to Egypt with his family because of fear. I want to remind you also that Madeleine Albright was the first woman as a Secretary of State for America. She was not born in America. She was born in Czechoslovakia. Pastor Arthur, our co-host, was not born in America. He was born in Lekai. Obama's father was born in Kenya. Mr. Olet, I know that you are waiting for your son to come to America from Ghana. And before I came today, the letter to invite my brother to America is ready. And Pastor Arthur, it's a nice letter. So before we go ahead and interview and to see the pros and cons of this historic decision, let's ask our pastor who is right here to lead us in a prayer. Pastor Arthur, please lead us in that circumstance.
Inclinons-nous pour la prière. Ô Dieu, tu es digne de recevoir la gloire, l'honneur et la puissance, car tu as créé toutes choses. C'est par ta volonté qu'elles existent et qu'elles ont été créées. Seigneur, nous te prions pour mes bien-aimés qui sont là et ceux qui t'écoutent. Faites ces œuvres dans chacune de nos vies. Donne-nous dans nos cœurs le désir de vérité qui est en toi. Agir profondément. Nous te prions pour que ton nom soit glorifié et pour que ta volonté se fasse comme tu le veux. Et pour ceux qui sont autour de nous puissent être attirés par la vérité qui est en nous. Seigneur, par quelque chose de vrai, d'authentique, criant et qui vient de toi. Nous te demandons comme une grâce de tout mon cœur que ta vérité règne au milieu de nous par un amour sans hypocrisie. Au nom de Jésus, nous te prions. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor Arthur. Thank you, Mr. Washington. Thank you, Mr. Olet. I think I feel I need to shake your hand on this very important day. Mr. Olet, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yeah, immigration is important.
Yep.
And after Obama, part of his speech, he said that America is going to remain a country of immigrants for a generation. That's a very, very strong topic. So I'm glad to share, guys, the podium with you. And by saying that America loves immigrants. I know who want to have the first reaction.
Well,
Do you agree?
America does. Our government does not. Politicians don't. I'm going to give you a couple of facts. Let's go back to 1986. I believe it was 1986. Ronald Reagan signed an executive order to allow 3.5 million people temporarily to stay in this country until Congress acted. they did within that year, except they never fixed the border. So, as of the Bush administration, there was another 11 million that had come back in because we never fixed the border. The Congress never did their job. Comes Bush the second, Jr., actually wrote a bill and sent it to Congress to again temporarily save 1.5 million until Congress acted. Congress never even brought his bill up to the Congress. So of course it doesn't pass if you don't even bring it up. They never even discussed it. So Bush left it alone. Now that Bush is gone and Obama is here, we now have an additional 12 million immigrants. It keeps growing and we're not fixing the problem. At least Obama is as much temporary as the other two past presidents. Is the only difference is that he's a Democrat? That shouldn't happen. And number two is Congress needs to act, yet they are already threatening that it's never going to happen. So you know what? They talk about, the GOP talks about fixing the border. Yet what are they doing about it? Last January and February, they did a press conference. The Democrats and Republicans together, jointly, agreed that it needed to be fixed, and it was going to be fixed in 2014. A month later, in March, the GOP says, oh, no way, we're going to wait till 2016. And now that Obama has signed the waiver temporarily for about 5 million, they're saying, oh, we won't deal with it now till after the presidential election. Again, we are postponing the inevitable. Why don't we fix the border? They talk a good talk. They don't know how to walk it.
Yeah, thank you very much for that input. I'll get back to you in 1 second. We'll go back to Pastor Arthur. Pastor Arthur, you practice law in Haiti. You are a lawyer in Haiti. And I know it might be different, the American Constitution and the Haitian Constitution in terms of the executive order, the power of the presidents. And as you heard that they said that Congress might retaliate, they even mentioned impeachment. Do they go too far?
I think they might be go too far. We have three things I can learn about that. First of all, they're supposed to be a mediator between Democrat and Republican. The second point, Obama cannot react by himself. According to the executive order he took, yes, the Congress can block that executive order. Obama is very intelligent. As a constitutional law, he took executive order temporarily. He want to respect what he say in his campaign. So to executive order for 5 million people, but it might be for the next Congress or the next president. So yes, executive order is according to what you say about Asian law and American law is in Haiti they call like a decree. So don't forget, if I mention back to the Bible, on the Jew people was in captivity in Babylon. When Cyrus the Great take a decree law execution order to liberate all those people, the Jew people. So remember the prophet Nehemiah, he was the Cyrus give executive order to build the Jerusalem Hall. So to impeach all those immigrants coming to establish in Jerusalem. So what Mr. Wallet say, I'm agree about it, to build the border, to fix the border first. So I'm agree with Mr. Wallet. So the good point is supposed to be have a mediator between Democrat and Republican. So if there is a mediator, the problem will be fixed. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr.
I do want to make one statement. The next Congress, by the way,
yeah, the next Congress.
It starts in January
January.
Of 2015, not 2016. That will be the following Congress. So why are they telling us we'll wait till 2016. Stop the backlog. Do your job that we pay you for, we elect you to do. And you're no longer a Republican or a Democrat when you're elected. You represent all the people, not just one party. They need to fix the borders, and until they do, as we keep postponing it since 1986, they're going to keep coming if the borders are still open. We need to have proper documentation. And when they get here without it, they need to be sent back right away, not 12 years later.
All right, thank you very much. As you notice that the Kennedy book just fell on the floor, and I'm glad Mr. Wallet put it back together. As
That was a sign.
Kennedy, a champion immigration reform in the Senate. I think he served for 40 years, and even after his death, this issue is still going on. As you know that he endorsed Obama. Maybe it was part of the deal. I'm going to endorse you if you promise me I'm going to introduce immigration reform. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and I'm also how much you weigh in on the healthcare reform. So I'm glad that Kennedy is in the house. He's in the house in attendance today. So now we'll go back to our good friend. I'm going to wait for a yes and no answer. He came to America over a year ago. So.
Yeah, 1 year and 7 months.
17 months ago.
Yeah.
And his name is Washington, which is the founder of America. So I'm going to ask him a yes and no question. Do you think that America loves immigrants?
Yeah, I can say they love the immigrants because they take a lot of refugee than in other countries. Because right now they told me in Tanzania they gotta take like 33,000 refugees. They gotta be here.
Wow.
Yeah.
33,000 refugees, Mr. Olet, for the record, are coming to America. Yeah.
But let's not forget, though, there is a difference between immigration and refugees. Immigration are people from other countries who are willingly coming over here. Refugees, it is our government that are taking them here because they are suppressed, either religiously or for their nationality or their other types of beliefs. So there are two differences. Immigration, these are people who migrate to America willingly, normally with their paperwork. Refugees is an act of war, and so our government, like other governments, takes so much every year and bring it into our country.
I do agree, but that's keep adding to our population, and that's what make it some people nervous about
It does, but remember the 12 million that we were talking about? Those were immigrants, not refugees. So we need to separate them. The 12 million is not part of that.
I do agree with what you said, but
what I agree with you is you're right. Like in Manchester, we are one city out of 273 towns and cities in New Hampshire. 4 or 5 of them, a handful, takes in refugees. Manchester takes in 95%. That's not right because it takes too much resources out of one community. For example, this year over 200 of them are coming to Manchester. Yet Nashua down the road is only taking 23. And they are getting as much federal money as we are. So who's educating these people? We are. Why can't Nashua take more than 23?